Culture is power, history is knowledge. How's it going, Chicano? Everybody, always leave your thoughts in comments. Give it a like, give it a share. And let's talk about the U.S. Latinos GDP is the key driving force to the U.S. economic growth. GDP is gross domestic product, which is the purchase power, the buying power. And it's if all of us so-called, let's say even in California, all us Chicanos come together and let's meet up somewhere and we pull out $1 and there's 100 million Chicanos. That's our buying power. If we were to come together and purchase land as a people, buildings, communities, that's what gross domestic product is an example of putting your dollar together. Their spending power, their buying power, their purchase power. Like in a communist, right? In a communist, either the government owns it or the people own it. It's public or government owned, no private. So that's an example of like, hey, if these people in their country want to own something, they got to come together and purchase it as a community. So like the if we could start off. This is see they do it by decade. So this came out in 2023, just last year of the past 11 years from 2010 to 2021. So we could start off by reading this. So here is this, and we could say I'm reading here, and you could see if Latinos were a standalone country, it would have the fifth largest GDP in the world, bigger than India, France. So you could see we as a people are bigger than India, right under Germany. $3.2 trillion spending habit. Now that's from a year alone. So right above the United Kingdom trillion. Then you got here from 2021 to 2021. From 2011 to 2021, the Latino GDP was the third fastest growing amongst 10 large GDPs. The US Latinos grew 2.5 faster than non-Latino groups over a period. So this is us standing alone as a people, as a community. Our money that we have as a people, like they do it as how much each citizen earns a year, how much they see you spend from your bank account. They check all this stuff. And this is us. So us as so-called Latinos have more purchasing, more buying power, more than the United States alone, if we were to separate. And this is by year. So it says right here, look, a total economic output from U.S. Latinos in 2021 in 1 year. This is how much money was earned and growth, and also like money spent. Like if money was put together, this is how much. It's pretty interesting. But let me read something else too. It says, which I found out. So it goes. Chicanos from Texas in 2019, in 1 year, in that 1 year, earned $213 billion. So it's like, that is an example of Chicanos. So we know Chicanos from Texas earned $213.7 billion that year. if they were to come together and put their money together? Or even how much do they spend a month on what we spend on what we could say nonsense at times to put our money together to buy land? So, how much do California Chicanos spend in 2021? I found out 682 billion in California Chicanos alone. Latinos is what they have it down in 2021 in 1 year. So this is how much annually I found out. So this was in food spent a year is 120.2 billion annually. Also on clothes and shoes, 33.9 billion annually. Phone services, 23.2 billion annually. So that is our spending habit a year. And it says it says in 2020, the buying power from went up nearly 50% more than white households, which holds the largest share market, but yet our buying power will be nearly 50% more than theirs in 2020 that happened. So that's pretty interesting. It says here's some ones too. In 2018, Hispanics spent 1.3 billion and 3.4 trillion in 2021, which we just read, but that's how much it went up. That's in 2018, it went from 1.3 billion GDP and then 3.4, 3.2, that's crazy. It says Latinos were 39% of growth in the US, real GDP 2020 through 2021 being only 19% of the US population. So that's how we could come together as a people to be able to purchase land, purchase buildings, purchase our own communities, being able to also maybe share remittance with Mexicans, because I got a video that's called Remittance. You could go look at it. But just in 2023, Mexicans sent back $63 billion to Mexico. $5 billion a month. Just last year, Mexicans sent back to Mexico to their family. $63 billion. And that's pretty crazy. And California in 2021, 16.2 billion came out of California in 2021, and in Texas 7.8 billion, and Minnesota 3.4 billion.